Let's speak to a key player in this space. Mr. Kavinder Singh, the MD and CEO at Mahindra Holidays, joins us. Hi, Mr. Singh. Always good to speak to you, sir. Give us a couple of details then. The street is saying that, check-ins have moved up, prices have moved up as well. But for your company, two key parameters. One is, if you could tell us what is the occupancy trend in Q2 so far, and also the member addition is something that the street tracks. So what has been the addition in Q2? And for the year, what kind of a target do you have?
All right. I think I would like to confirm that indeed the check-ins are increasing at a very, very fast pace. July month went off very well with about 81% occupancy. Normally, that's not the case in the month of July. August at about 78%. So we are roughly about 80% as of now for this quarter, and probably we will end around that in this quarter. If I look ahead in October and November and December, the business on books is about 85%. So the outlook seems good as far as the occupancies are concerned. And mind you, this is despite the fact that we added about 1,000 rooms in the last 3 years. And despite that, our occupancies are holding firm and steady. As far as the member additions go, our member additions have been looking good. We did well in Q1. The trend continues, so we are doing well as far as member additions are concerned. As you know, we have a portfolio of products, and all of them are doing extremely well as we speak right now. But I must hasten to add that, in this inflationary environment, we have a bit of an advantage, because our members or prospective members are also looking at the fact that if they were to buy the membership today, they will not have to pay any increases on the room rentals, because we don't charge any room rentals once you have bought this membership. So there is an upside there, which our prospects are looking at, and that should fuel our member additions growth going forward.
Right. Could you tell us how many new members have you added in Q2 so far? 15 days to go for the end of the quarter.
So normally member additions is something that we do not bring it out in public domain till the quarter ends. You will definitely hear about them once our board meeting finishes in October. But as I said already, that the momentum is there. We are doing well. Our multi-product portfolio strategy has done well for us.
Which is the most profitable of the product categories? I mean, in the 3-year, 10-year segment, and where is the maximum momentum in terms of new members?
So the good part is that the 25-year product is doing extremely well, despite the fact that there is uncertainty in the environment, there is inflation, etc. The 3-year product is doing also very well, and the 10-year Bliss, which is meant for seniors, is also doing very well. So there is a momentum in all the 3 products, and rightfully so, because the segments are well defined and we are targeting segments appropriately.
Okay. So in terms of inventory addition, what are we looking at now? Since, demand is picking up in a big way, now COVID is behind us. You had a target of 5,500 by FY25. Do you stick to that? And what are we looking at in the next 1 year or so?
I think we will do that target earlier than what we have mentioned, probably much earlier. So we are definitely looking at accelerating our inventory additions. As I told you, that in the last 2 years, we added about 800 rooms, and we would like to maintain a similar run rate going ahead. And therefore, we would hit the 5,500 mark earlier than what we have projected. The good news is that we are at this point of time looking at acquisitions of resorts. There are due diligence process which is going on, and there is an opportunity to pick up some good resorts at this time. And also, we have started in right earnest the work on building our own inventory, whether it is at the Shimla Kandaghat area, where we have a 200-room addition going on our existing property. And we are also going to break ground in next few days in Ratnagiri area, Ganpati Phule area. That's where we will bring another 250-room project. Our Puducherry resort is also getting expanded by about 60 rooms. Our Goa Sonora resort is getting expanded by 40 rooms. and we have another few land banks where the process of design and development is going on. So we have a clear capex of about 1,000 to 1,200 crores ready, and we are ready to fire there as well.
You're already at around 4,600, so I think that 5,500 mark should definitely be there in FY24, just going by what you're saying itself, that 2025, I think that's too far ahead. But, give us a couple of details. You're talking about a couple of acquisitions as well. Some inorganic growth that is. Could we hear something about that, say, in the second half of this fiscal? Is that likely? And also on the member addition, you can't give a specific number for Q2. But the last couple of years were COVID hit. And you had added 12 to around 13,000 members. So this year should be far better, right? Should we look at a number of around 15,000?
Yeah, I think if you look at our Q1, that gives you a fair idea. We did about 3,800 odd number, 3,900 odd number. That should give you a good idea of the run rate. Q4 is even better. So, yeah, I mean, generally speaking, we are good on the member additions when we will definitely beat the last year numbers, which were, of course, COVID impacted. As far as the inventory is concerned, I tend to agree with you that we are definitely, moving ahead at a faster pace. And as far as the acquisitions go, the acquisitions, there is a due diligence process that goes on, and these are property acquisitions. We are not doing any business acquisition here. So the idea here is to add inventory, both in India and abroad, which will be used by our, of course, members. And that's something that's a process that we run almost on a regular basis, but it has accelerated. That's the only message I want to mention here, that there is an acceleration in that area as well. And also the PPP projects that we are doing with government are also looking good. We had mentioned that we have soft launched a very small boutique resort in Himachal with the Himachal government's initiative. This was a PPP project that we won. We have also won the Harihareshwar project in Maharashtra with Maharashtra Tourism Development Corporation. There are a few others. We are talking to a few other state governments, and you should hear about that also in some time.
Okay, well, all this talk about the Shimla resort and the Himachal resort, I must confess, is creating a lot of wanderlust. We're sitting here in our studios, right, planning our next holiday. But you said that you're close to acquiring a few resorts as well. The due diligence is underway. So what can we expect by the end of this year? And what would it take the total tally to?
Yeah, as I said very clearly, that our total target of about 350 to 400 odd room additions is intact. We will definitely deliver on that. I mean, if we end up doing few acquisitions, we could beat that number as well. But, the main thing here is that we are very confident. And that's the key part. I want to give you the message that we are very confident of filling in the rooms that we add. Because as you know, leisure is on a boom. Our brand is at its all-time high in terms of, because we recently launched a new campaign, where Ravina Tandon is actually trying to plan her holidays, and she finds Mahindra Holidays as the best bet there. And that campaign is doing extremely well as we speak right now. So there is a momentum for looking at our memberships. There's a momentum in terms of our resort income, because when the occupancies are good, the resort income is likely to be good. And that's what you saw in Q1 as well. So the good news is that the momentum continues.
The holiday club resorts, what's the status there? There was some talk that you may actually try to sell some of that as well.
So holiday club resorts actually, after 2 years of COVID, have, as you know, in Q1 have turned around. Q2 is generally a very good quarter for them because it's a seasonal quarter, people holiday. However, there is an issue of inflation there, which is rearing its ugly head in Finland as well as in Sweden and Grand Canaries. But I must say that as I look ahead, even in this quarter and ahead, the business is on a turnaround zone. And despite all the headwinds that we see, we are likely to see a good performance of holiday club resorts, and that will reflect in our consolidated performance as well. And as far as, the divestment is concerned, really no comments, because we believe that the business is good. It's something that can add value to us.
Kavinder, are you actively planning to, are you looking to sell the entity? Or
no, I said that I clearly said no comment.
Okay.
I said that at this point of time, we believe that the business is doing well and it is to add value to us.
Got it. Thanks very much. Appreciate you joining in.